YouTube. Thank you for joining me here on Family Life Movement. I appreciate you visiting my channel. If you enjoy this video, I hope you like, comment, and of course subscribe. So today on Family Life Movement, I wanted to talk about step parenting and blended families. If you watched my intro video, you know that I've been married for 4 years and that my husband and I both had children from previous relationships that we brought into, of course, our marriage. Currently, in our household, it's myself, my husband, of course, my son, and his daughter. So she has been living with us for about 6 months. And, you know, during that time, that first initial time period, it was extremely dramatic. It wasn't a really good situation at all, and I didn't handle it the best. I really wasn't prepared. No, I wasn't prepared. I never, in marrying him, his children were all older. The youngest one is the 17-year-old that is now living with us. And so I just didn't foresee us having any real step parenting issues, any issues between him and my son, or any issues between me and his children. So, even with that in mind, I kind of prepared my son for the whole situation. I laid the groundwork in letting him know what I would accept and what I wouldn't accept as far as his behavior. What was going to be acceptable and what wasn't going to be acceptable. I know that children are going to be children, and at the time he was like 14 or 15 and 14. And I knew that, you know, he was going to push some boundaries, as most children do. But I also let him know beforehand when he did that how I was going to handle it. And of course he did it anyway, and I had to do what I said I was going to do. But I laid it down for him basically that my husband was going to be the head of this household. I have never made my son the head of our household, ever. He was not the man in charge, or any of that good stuff. You know, you're a child, I'm an adult. I'll handle the adult things and you handle the child things, which means you enjoy your childhood. I think I kind of spoiled him a little bit, because I think I might let him enjoy his childhood a little too much. He didn't really have too many chores and stuff like that until he was like much older. I'm talking like 16, 17 maybe, where he actually would get out and help my husband do yard work. I basically did all of that stuff. And when he did go out there, he went out there to help me. He was never out there doing it himself. So when my husband came into our household, you know, I pretty much just let him know that if he says it, you're going to listen to it. As long as he's not telling you to do anything that you know is wrong. And if it's something even that you don't feel is fair, you need to come and talk to me about it. I don't want you talking back to him. You come and talk to me about it. And we will handle it from there, because I've always listened to him and his feelings and how he felt about things. And, you know, the majority of the time he still had to do what I said in the first place. But it's still important to, you know, I felt it was important for him to express himself and to give me his reasonings for why he didn't think something was fair or right, or why he should be able to do one thing or the other. And then I would give him my reasonings for it. And, you know, after so many conversations, sometimes, a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, it did just come down to because I said so. But I tried to pretty much give him reasons for why I didn't want him or wouldn't allow him to do certain things. That being said, everybody does not parent the same way. Everybody has different parenting styles, and unfortunately my husband was not much of a hands-on parent. I think all of his children know that he loves them and cares about them deeply, but as far as the day-to-day grind of parenting, he's never really experienced that. His parenting style has always been the birthday party father, or in the case of the youngest stepdaughter, the spring break, summer break dad. So every time she's around him or his children are around him, it's fun time. And they're, adults and young adults now, but even still to this day, that's how it is with him. He's the fun parent. He's the good guy. He's, he's never the parent that, has to be the day-to-day parent of clean your room, wash the dishes, take the trash out, looking at grades, no, you can't go out with your friends, you can't go to the football game. He's never, because you made an F on the quiz. He's never had to be that parent. So, taking that into consideration, when our stepdaughter came to live with us, it was not a planned move. It was very spur of the moment, last minute type of thing. It was, some drama at her mom's, a phone call to her father, and he and I going to pick her up, within the next 48 hours. We literally did not even sit down between ourselves, which was our first mistake, and discuss between the two of us what the expectations would be for her to live here with us. We actually didn't do that with my son either, because I basically had already done it. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but he didn't really mention it, and I didn't want to be put in a position with my son and my new husband that I already knew was, 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen like that. I really think 10 times out of the 10 it's going to happen like that. So I was extremely proactive about trying to prevent things from getting, out of hand, or for from them getting in a bad, situation with each other and not being able to resolve the conflict. I knew there was going to be a conflict. I just wanted to be able to resolve it quickly and for everyone to get a understanding now, because knowing something and actually going through it and knowing it then is different. So after that was handled, everything in our household was understood, and the conflict that happened was so minute, but I feel like how I handled it, it just kind of, threw dirt on the fire, the little embers, and it was done with my son. I didn't handle things so good with my stepdaughter. And I think one of the reasons why I didn't handle it so well was because I was unprepared. I never thought any of his children would be here living with us. And would be living with us where I would have to be what I felt was a parent. She's not a little girl. She's 17, but she still needs structure. She still needs guidance. She still needs boundaries. So, she's a young woman, yes, but she still needed those things. I still feel like my son does, and he's 18 years old. I just don't think all the time that his maturity level demonstrates to me that he doesn't still need guidance from me. This is the part where I'm having a difficult time maneuvering through. through trial and error, I can see now, like today, where I made mistakes at, like when she first came here, like the first month that she came here. You know, I basically treated her the way I treated my son, like as if she were really my daughter. My son, I enforce things all day. And I feel kind of guilty because I don't know if it should be your child, my child. But if your child, my child works and it keeps the family peace, I don't exactly see what's wrong with that. So I just kind of want some constructive criticism about that thought, some mature advice if I'm wrong for that. Should I be more involved as far as like parenting involved, or should I just let things kind of continue the way they are? So yeah, I will be vlogging again, probably about some more parenting questions and situations and how I've handled things, and just kind of to see what you all think about that. So thanks for watching, and subscribe, comment, like this video. You can even share it. Woo woo. All right, have a great day.